a couch, like
Out of here.
bro, you wasn't humping couches.
No, what the?
As a no, I see
No,
what you're saying. I might be different. I don't know how much information I should be giving out here, but
I mean, no. I mean, that's thank you for sharing that. I don't think I ever got that far in my level of
whoa,
horny.
whoa, you telling me that you never had a humping stage?
No. I never had like a stage where I was
Almost
humping.
like he don't believe you.
Like no, like I think when I was ready, I was ready, and I did what I had to do.
Wait, what you mean? You wait, what? You telling me you went straight from like no pussy, no practice to like sex?
Jesus Christ.
No break?
I don't know who's watching this, but
Like this is
I was
weird.
grown. I was grown growing up. Like you couldn't tell me nothing. Um, and like we used to have like these things. We lived in a project, but it was like grass. I mean, like bushes on the other side of our projects, and we would make forts, and we would go in the forts or like go into the staircase and do things. So like I didn't have time to be humping couches because I was humping.
Don't give me whoa. Don't try to don't try to play me.
I'm not playing you. You asked me a question. I just answered the question.
So wait, so you telling me you was doing all right, I'm not gonna do this.
You asked me, right? Let me tell you, my first experience was with with a girl. Like you do your whole whacking off thing when you realize what that is and how that feels.
About before you even know how to whack off. Like you was never humping like
I never was, I don't know, I guess it never was something that probably just passed me. My brother probably was doing it or whatever, or my cousins probably were doing it, but
I don't know, bro.
I never
I've been humping forever, bro. Since like just I don't know. It's just
I don't know. I never got into the
before I even knew what sex was, before I knew you were supposed to put it in a hole, I was just humping shit.
no.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I ever. I don't know. I was already. I thought I was grown already. So like,
How
but
old? What do you talk like this time where you was going to the, you know?
like 13, 14.
Oh, see, I'm talking about 8, 9, 10. That area.
I don't remember 8, 9, and 10. I remember the ass whooping. I don't remember a lot else. Like I don't remember ever. I don't know. 8, 9. I could have. I don't remember. I vividly remember like 13, 14, and all that. All those younger ages.
Yeah.
I
I don't
don't.
know. It's weird though because I feel like I was just always ready before I knew I was ready. So it was just like with a older woman, it was like I've been priming myself since I was 4. Like I'm ready for a woman. Like by the time I was 10, I was ready for like a 20-year-old. Like I was putting in. But for women, I just feel like it's different. I feel like they don't think about
Absolutely, because we don't.
yeah, I don't think of sex until you're actually going through puberty. But I also feel like because of society, yeah,
That's a misconception. Like it's the same thing. It's just that for women, it's not encouraged. So you have those thoughts, and it's like, well, you're not supposed to think that way because X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? So it's not that we don't have those thoughts. It's just not accepted.
no, I'm saying even before when you're like 8, 9 and all that, like you're
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. It's just not. Don't look at me like that. It's the same thing. It's just not accepted. That's all I'm saying. Don't look at me like
that's the messed up thing, right? Because with girls, if girls were like humping or doing anything like that, it'll be
exactly.
like her fast ass, like her fast and
Exactly. Or looking at you crazy, like, why are you doing that? Calling us all kinds of names, we hoes, we this, that, and the third. That's I'm
yeah.
like, it's not like it doesn't happen.
It with me, it was more so like adults would be like, "Oh, he's flirting." Like, "Oh, look at he a little player." Like, it was more cute with me because like I was very flirtatious and like will hug and kiss like the other little kids. Like my mom's friends would bring their
Oh, so you was one of those kids you gotta watch. Okay.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't want me around. But that's why I'm so protective of him, because it's like I know,
I can. If you have a daughter, I will laugh.
I
Just,
know.
just for that, just for that reason. If you ever have a daughter, I will laugh. I'm just letting you know that right now.
I'm ready for it.
But
I'm
no,
And
ready.
like I
I
said, it's
think
the
he
same thing.
will. I think you will have a daughter just because.
Yeah, because God
Just
is funny like that.
yeah.
God is hilarious like that. You'd be like, you know what? All right.
So you wanted to hump. You wanted to hump at 8 years old. Okay, I'm gonna give you a girl, and so you can see
And give her my sexual appetite.
your sexual appetite. Right. This is C.
That's gonna hurt. Hopefully, I'm closer or further in my journey by that time where I can accept my daughter being as sexually active as me.
Never
I'm
gonna
not.
be the but here's
I
the
don't
thing,
think
it's
that
never
you.
gonna be the same. It's
Yeah.
never.
I don't think that you're ever going to accept that. And then as you get older, like you're wiser now. So like you already going through. Your daughter is now at the beginning of what journey you were going through at that age. So you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, Dad,
Nah.
this is, you
About
know,
my getting offended right now, like my unborn daughter.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. The guy teachers, I just think is very weird. And but the guy teachers were definitely hitting on girls in school.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't know. I always felt like girls could also get it whenever they want. Like they are the ones that were
But
even
I
if
think the girl teachers, girls were flirting with God teachers too.
Oh
I
yeah.
know, I know, boys and girls, they were,
I was gonna say,
yeah, they were going for it, bro. They didn't give a damn.
that was obvious. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like I said, it works both ways. It's just for women, it's not as effective. Like, you know what I mean? So if you have a girl that's thinking that way or might be flirtatious like that, they do everything to try to stop her.
yeah.
Versus, the guys, they're like, oh, he's just flirting, whatever, whatever, or he's gonna be a heartbreak or whatever, whatever. And it's just like just whatever.
Oh yeah, let him do him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
Jim, we were talking about like it started out with like crushes on like high school teachers, then it went to like sex and you know how that works. So,
Yeah.
kind of but yeah, man. What do we have first, Jess?
So, um, well, this I just read yesterday. Nick Cannon is planning to sue Viacom for a lot of money to get ownership of his show, Wildin' Out, because he made them a lot of money on the network. And I want to say last month it was, he got completely fired and let go for his comments on one of his radio shows that they labeled anti-Semitic. And so, yeah, he's fighting for ownership of his show and saying that he's very disappointed in Viacom. And, just wanted to get our thoughts about that. Like, because I personally don't think he said anything that was crazy or too crazy. Nothing crazy than what we already seen, but apparently Viacom thought differently.
What happened? I'm getting confused because last I heard was that he apologized. He was like, I spoke to my Jewish community and he told me
right. So when that happened, like the next day, or I want to say a couple of days later, he came out with that apology. He made like a lengthy Instagram post and whatever the case, basically saying that. Now I was reading up yesterday that allegedly he wants to sue them for millions and millions of dollars. So I'm just like, I was trying to find where the disconnect is, because how do you apologize and then you're suing them?
I get it. So he apologized because he thought he was gonna get his job back. And then he's like, nah, you're done. He's like, all right, nah, run me my check. Which he's completely right for, bro. He made $1 billion industry off of Wildin' Out. Brought it to different cities, made it like a tour.
And that's what he's saying, and that's what his team was saying, that that was his idea, and he made it what it was. That was his original idea. He brought it to Viacom and made them a lot of money off of it. So that's what he and his team are arguing right now.
And I feel like he put up the money. First it was his. Like
Right.
he put up the money in the beginning, I feel like. Because he was just it started It was phenomenal because that shit was like, it was hot, then it died, and then it got hot again. It was like, yo, that's longevity. Like, come on, nah, you can't take that from him. He put in a lot of work for that. So, but the thing is that he's gonna look like he's not gonna win going up against Viacom. They're just gonna string the shit out and make him loop until he taps out. They're just gonna tie it up in the system for as long as they can. I mean, if you want to apply pressure, and I feel like we should just, as black people, just start boycotting Viacom and be like, until you give him his shit back, we not fucking with you. We not fucking with none of your shit. We all know what's happening. We all know how fucked up it is. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel. Jen, what about you?
I agree. I mean, if he feels that that's what he wants to do, he should go ahead and do it to make his statement. But like when you think of Wild 'N Out, you think of Nick Cannon. Everyone knows it's his show. So even like I said before, if they put somebody else in there, I don't know how long it's gonna last anyway.
I don't even think they could even get anybody to replace him, even if they were to, bring it back. Like, I don't think, like you said, the first thing you think of is Nick Cannon. Like, I literally can't see anybody else in that space. So.
That'll be somebody who went up in there and did that. Cruz, that's Terry Crews, but I'll do it. I'll do Wild 'N Out.
He probably would be the one. He probably would be the one to be like, "Oh, I'll do it."
This shit.
Yeah, somebody would. Somebody would do it for that check.
And that's the sad part.
Even in solidarity. Problem there, man. That's the problem right there.
What are your thoughts, Court? I see you sitting over there.
No, I was just listening to y'all because a little birdie, don't know who that birdie is, but when this conversation first came out, a little birdie definitely said that this is exactly how it's going to play out. And everybody was attacking Young God and Young King and saying, nah, this is not what he means. He doesn't know all that bullshit. Now that this is happening, the way I said it was going to happen, I didn't even care no more because I was just like, you know what? I already said, like RJ was saying, you were giving this apology, hoping that they were going to take you back. You gave an insincere apology, knowing damn well that deep down inside they were done. They finished. The Jews rule the world. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And you hit a market. You made something that was something that I didn't think was sensitive, but they took it, and their market is bigger. So they can shut you down like this. You understand what I'm saying? And then you made this apology, hoping that they will come back and say, you know what, we want you to come back. But that's not going to be the case because now you have offended so many people. No matter what you do, they gotta save face. In order to save face, they can't hire you back. You understand what I'm saying? They can't. They're not going to be able to. So now you're going to get into this tit for tat. And in reality, what you should have done is read your contract, because I'm pretty sure the clause in this contract they're going to use that if he tries to sue. Like, hey, this is what he signed. This is what he signed. So even though it is, and even though he did build it from the ground up, is at the end of the day, unless you get a really good lawyer who can kind of make a great case, a judge is going to say, well, listen, this is business. It's not personal. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
When I read it, I was like, what the hell he thought was going to happen? What do you think was going to happen? You was going to apologize, and then they not only did they cancel the show, they took his shit off of every network.
Everything.
Like
in one swoop, like that. One swoop, he was out.
They still play the Cosby's on TV One. They don't even play. They don't play Wild 'N Out on anything.
Damn, that's it. They took it off. Quibi or whatever.
You can't watch it on demand unless you can go on YouTube and watch some old episodes that they got on YouTube. You will never be able to see it on any TV network.
Yo, don't this remind you? To me, this feels like this is modern day buck breaking, where they make an example of somebody and say, yo, we're gonna ruin your life. Like, we're gonna destroy your livelihood. We're gonna blackball you in front of everybody. So nobody ever feels this bold or empowered to do this shit that you're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's still going because didn't he say, even in that when he came out with that message, he also said that he was going to give his salary that he makes off of Mass Singer to the Jewish community.
Yep. In his apology, yeah. In his initial apology, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you ain't got me fucked up. You ain't getting that money. That's hell no.
Why you give it? I mean, I don't want to sound like. Why are you giving Jewish people money? That don't make sense.
Right.
Like,
Like you already said you sorry. You already said all these things you asked, and now you're begging for forgiveness. And then like it just seems like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
I don't get that. They got their reparations, and I believe they're still getting their reparations, if I'm not mistaken.
Still,
I have no idea why he would do something like that.
Jews could not work their whole lives and have houses, mansions out here.
And
We
that's the
don't.
thing. It speaks to the fact that we collectively don't own anything. Because if he owned his stuff, they could not do anything because he owned it. The issue with the Jews, they own everything. That's why they rule the world, because they own everything.
Real talk.
And that's the thing. Like, if it's your basketball, you can take your basketball and go home. You can play on the other court.
Exactly. You could just be like, nah, I'm not playing.
Let them have it. I'm just gonna
Every time.
basketball. And winner stays on the court. So that means now it's my court, because you can't see me one-on-one. If I come up with the ball, you can't see me. We play one, you're not fucking with me. Like, they don't, and that's the thing. I believe the Wildin' Out as a single program or brand, it did better than all the other Viacom programs that they have over there. So it's like and this is something that he built up. That all y'all did was put up money to like help him, so he didn't have to spend his own money. But we all know Nick got. So I don't know.
That's part of the reason why I don't understand. Like, we know he has money, we know that. So why he just didn't like own it outright? Like, just even if he owned it initially and then sold it, but like, and people get mad at Tyler, but Tyler Perry owns his stuff, so I'm not even mad. Like, say what you want about him, his plays, whatever, but he owns his stuff. Like, nobody can tell me nothing.
You could have a garbage ass play, but I bet you what, that ticket money is coming in my pocket. You don't gotta like it, like. So that's what I mean, and I get sometimes, like Wildin' Out was like right after he kind of did like he did Drumline, then he did the Love Don't Cost a Thing, and then I guess like his career was like wavering. Then you came out with Wildin' Out, and I guess in the beginning you're trying to like, even though you got money, you're trying to make an empire for yourself, and then sometimes you just kind of you don't really fully read your contract. You know what I mean? You don't really, or they probably gave him a deal, and in that moment he was like, I'm going to take this deal, I'm going to run with it. You know what I'm saying? And
I think what was happening was that they were putting money into him and throwing money at him and they were grooming him to be, under the wing, because he was becoming an exceptional businessman with everything that he was doing. The whole reason why we got the 90s re-amplified with all that and Doug and all those shows from the 90s is because of Nick Cannon. Don't get that twisted. The Nick and Knight were bringing all those 90s cartoons from Nickelodeon and all that back. Kenan Kel, all that stuff is from Nick Cannon. He revitalized Nick at Night and Nickelodeon. They had him in charge of programming, and he did a lot. And they were getting more and more responsibility, and he was becoming, I think he was president of something over there. I don't know, don't give me the line, but he was doing a lot of
wasn't he like president of something at Nickelodeon at one point? I remember that.
He was grinding. That's what I'm saying. He was never broke. He was doing his, on top of that, doing America's Got Talent, all the other bullshit that he was doing. I wasn't following his career, but he was doing thing. And it was like, it probably seemed to him like, nah, I'm the Nick, like, we people. So he's not thinking, he's like, yo, they giving me the Nick, they trust me, they giving me power and everything. We got a good relationship. Like, like, these are my people. We not on that type of time.
I think that's what he banked on.
Gotcha,
but
nigga.
Also, he's a businessman. He should know that business comes before personal. I mean, no matter how good you think the relationship is, it's still business at the end of the day.
Right, and especially when it comes to race. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you have all these things. You made a name for yourself, but don't get it twisted like as if you still not on that string. You still on that string, bro. Like,
Yo, that's the most fucked up thing, and that's what's been hard with this Corona thing and realizing like the people around you are racist. You think he's been around some of those people since he was like 12 years old, bro.
Right.
Watched them and they grew. So he thinks like, yo, I can trust these people. And then you look up and you like, holy shit, like you never really had my back. And that's the scary shit. That's why I'm scared of people that I don't really know. And people that's hiding and always been like, oh yeah, like if you got a quarrel, you got an issue, I need to know. And if you hide that shit from me, that's a bigger problem than having the original. And I feel like that sneakiness and that hiding behind things and like getting your vantage point and getting all this information and knowing how to be. So that's the thing with Wild 'N Out. The reason why they were able to do that is because they were showing such a loving hand for so long and his guard is down around them where he didn't feel like he needed to have it out in bold letters that Wild 'N Out is his. Right. And that he's the, you know what I mean? He's like, they wouldn't take it. How could they take it? Like, but something like this happens. And that's how I feel about like Kamala and Joe Biden. Like, these niggas are hiding something. They're sneaky. And I don't like that shit. And you're smiling in my face, but like something's not adding up. Your feeling is not matching your dot. You know, your eyes don't match your dot right now. But I digress. That's about to be my new shit. I digress. That's my new shit.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But that actually what I was gonna go into. Like, what do you guys think about him choosing Kamala Harris for his vice president pick? Does it make a difference?
These niggas trying to get us, man. They really are like, like I said, that shit is sneaky. I feel like Biden knew. These two were the people that was beefing the most out of all the Democrats. And now she was talking about, oh, you did this, that, and the third. I was in the city that you were governing and you did this and their shit was personal. So now he's picking on you to be his running mate solely because you're a black woman and he needs the black vote. And we already know how Biden is and how he think he got it all wrapped up with the black vote just because he's going against Trump. They both already stated that they're not for reparations for black people. They both aren't concerned with defunding the police or have no plans to defund the police. And I don't know if everybody knows, but her numbers in the black community as far as locking black people up and keeping them locked up without parole or probation or trying to do anything to help the actual position of black people versus just locking up and feeding the prison complex or industry. She's a bird. And just because, you know, people are the same color as us and claim to be down, she went on a Breakfast Club talking about, yeah, I smoke weed, I listen to Tupac. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're trying to, I'm not stupid. That manipulation shit gets you nowhere. Don't do that. And Joe's clearly doing that. And I already didn't fuck with him. He thought that he was going to get black people back on the bandwagon with this. Oh, I got a black woman. Like, I'm checking 2 boxes off. No. That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. He kept specifying that, too.
He was saying that, too?
Yeah, I caught like a glimpse of whatever was on. My mom was watching news. I think he was introducing her or something, and he kept specifying like the fact that she was a woman of color, and like, you know, brown girls can wake up and see. You know, I was like, damn, how many times do you have to mention it? Clearly, we can see it. I don't believe nothing when it comes to the government. Zero. Nothing, and it's gotten worse with the shit that's been going on. So. You gotta really literally prove me wrong. Otherwise, I don't believe shit.
Yeah, I saw this meme this morning or yesterday where they were like, "Oh, I ordered Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris from Amazon. But this is what I got from Wish." Yo, that shit had me so weak. That's what I kind of feel like in this whole entire. And I've done my best to really not kind of linger in politics anymore. Like, it's just stressful, and we got other things to worry about right now. But then I realized that it's also very important because these people lead our countries, and even though, you know, our main importance is kind of like getting people at the local level, these people have this power up there, and they're really kind of abusing it. And I feel like in both aspects, you know what I mean. And people who I'm reading on my timeline are just like, yeah, we know that they're not good or whatever it may be. So you know that both sides are not good, and yet we're like, well, we still got to vote anyway. So yeah, we're gonna go to hell with this person. This person's gonna put us under. We're gonna go into a full nuclear war with this person. But you know, we gotta still go out and vote. Like
because it's democracy. Democracy. Get the fuck out.
That's why I said, please, Canada, me, please, just give me my ticket right now, and I'm good.
Canada. I mean, I don't think it'll make a difference. I think that they think it's gonna make more of a difference than it actually is. Because I mean, traditionally, Black people don't trust the government anyway.
Right.
Like that's just what it is, and we have every reason not to. I would just say, if you're going to vote, just educate yourself and don't just be like, oh, because it's not Trump.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Be as educated as possible and make an informed decision. And it might not be for either one of them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, for me, I think one of the things that really irritated me, and I don't know who I'm going to vote for this year. I'll figure that out along the line. But I do know that this whole Joe Biden and this Black people overload, that's what it's become. It's become a Black person overload. Like, we know, we are here. We know that George Floyd was killed. We've seen all the people get killed. You don't have to overload it with all this, I'm down for Black people, because we know who you are. You've already shown us who you are. You know what I mean? So, like, now it's kind of like, it's just true. Like Jen was saying, like, even with commercials, it's like hip and so like, and you're trying to get Black votes, and it's just like, it's sickening. Now it's becoming like a real joke, and people are looking at you like you crazy right now,
Because it feels like he's trying too hard. Like we get it, we get it. Like
at least when people can say they won about Trump, at least he'll tell us to his face. He'll tell us to our face, we ain't no good motherfuckers, and I'll be like, all right, well, at least you said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you said your shit, you talked your shit, and then even though you saying what you gotta say, you're not hiding it. You know what I'm saying? We know you ain't shit.
That's like if you walking down the block and a white guy comes on his porch with a gun and is like, stay off my property. Cool. I'm gonna go to the other side of the street.
Right.
That's cool. Versus a nigga, like a white person coming out and being like, yo, come in, you want some tea? You want to come inside for some tea? And once you get on their property and shoot you, like, oh,
right.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Nice.
Like I'm like you though, like when you said, Jess, I just gotta educate myself on, and kind of like make a solid decision. But I just don't want nobody to tell me that you should just vote for him because we want Trump out. Like, for me, that's not enough. I'm not gonna go for that.
I mean, and I get that. And like even to your point, like obviously president is important, but it's really about the local elections, what's going on in your city.
Right.
That have power for you. You know what I mean? And people don't even realize that the president only has limited power. Trump don't even know that. He's trying to do things he cannot do.
Right.
Like, he's trying to do things he clearly cannot do. Like, he did not take U.S. history at all. Like
he skipped the whole course in elementary, high school, everything. My nigga, like, I'm building a whole new nation. You like, yo, Trump, what are you talking about?
Where does it say that in the Constitution? Like, where? Like, where? Because you can't do that.
This is now going to be declared Trump of America. I'm sorry. Wait, what happened here? Like, but it is what it is. Like, I don't know.
It's fucking spooky.
It is very fucking spooky. Like, we should all fucking run for president.
It's crazy. And like I said, there was a point in time when we thought Bush was the worst. That's the funny part.
I know.
Crazy.
Like when we were kids, we thought Bush was the worst because I was like, I can't wait for this man to get out of office. I can't wait till I'm old enough to vote. Like, it's supposed to be a wrap. Little did we know.
Oh,
man.
I feel like Bush and Trump are like on the same intelligence level. Bush just knows when to up though. He'll just be quiet and be gone. Trump will sit there and try to argue stupidity.
Yeah.
Like every day. like every day.
Like, really though, what would happen if everybody wrote in a different name besides Trump, and what if like 90% of the people wrote like Donald Duck on the fucking
then
on their voting?
then Trump would win by a landslide because Donald Duck is not a fucking person. Like, you know what I mean? So like
somebody, like, because I kind of don't want to, like you said, we don't have enough knowledge on somebody else, and but like point blank period, we don't want neither one of them. Like, if we all said that, and it was like,
that's like, you ever seen that? You seen that movie with Chris Rock, Head of State, like some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, just get somebody. What I mean?
That's really what it is.
That's exactly what's happening right now. Exactly.
How did they pull that off? We need to watch that movie and get some clues on how they pulled that off.
Like, literally, they just got the man in office because they thought he was going to lose the election anyway, and then people turned around and voted for him, and that's how that,
He was gonna win, and he said that.
Yep.
He said that after he won, he didn't even think he was gonna win. I was just like, okie dokie, it's true.
But yeah. We want to talk about this WAP thing now, or no?
Going, but you can go ahead and take that.
So, Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B came out with this video called WAP. We all know stands for, can I say this on here? It's on YouTube. Wet ass pussy, right? And people have had such a split on how they felt about the artistry. People have come out and said that this is not hip hop. People have come out and said that this is not what's the word? This is not what our children should be watching. This is not, uplifting for our children. People were all as well up in an uproar because if you watch the video, Kylie Jenner has like a 20-second cameo where she kind of just like walks in, goes into a room, and then the video keeps on going. So if you guys have seen it or watched it, what are your thoughts on it? So I'm guessing you guys didn't watch
video.
it.
I heard the song only because someone else was playing it, but I haven't seen the actual video.
Heard the song, but even still, because there are a lot of people not even just attacking the video, but also the lyrics. Like, oh my goodness, how could they say this? There were like think pieces, and I'm just like, it's not that deep. Like, it's not. And the thing about it is too, they may be upset, or not upset, but annoyed. This is not new for Cardi. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that I expect from Cardi. So it's not like it wasn't out of her realm for me. Like, if she was somebody that wasn't who she is, then I might be shocked. But I can't say that I'm shocked.
RJ?
I saw the video.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You took about Megan. Yeah, you did.
But I think people gotta chill because we love to censor and cap and tell women what they should and shouldn't do and all that, right? But it wouldn't be a difference if it was a movie, right? Nobody would say shit if it was a movie and this was happening in a movie because it's art, it's expression, and it's meant to get an idea through and entertain. So it shouldn't be any different for music or artwork. If you're drawing somebody in the nude, if you're gonna be like, oh, these are not good for the, then you are the parent. You control your kid and you filter what gets to your child. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to filter everything. So you need to actually be a parent and teach them right from wrong. Stop blaming artists for expressing themselves and you not having a hold on your children.
And stop blaming artists and stop allowing artists to be the motivators in your children's life. Like, this what you have villages for. People in your circle who are supposed to be role models for your children. Positive role models. If your child is, if you're telling me that your child's role model is Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, then we need to have you start all over in life, because obviously, unless you want your child to do that, you know what I'm saying, then I don't see what the issue is. Like I was saying in a conversation yesterday, this COVID got people fucked up. Like, Lil Kim was out here wilding, and no one said anything. Was the Kaya Kia, whatever said? She said my neck, my back, my crack, and that shit was the number one. No one ever said, oh, she's not a role model to my children. Mystical said, okay, well, with my dick in my hand. Like, what are you talking about, my man? What are you like?
No, but that's exactly.
Like, I didn't understand the rage with this song. I don't know why anybody was like, yo, when I grow up, I want my daughter to be like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. And not that they're bad people, but why don't you want your son or your daughter to be like you? Or like a teacher, or like, a lawyer or whatever. Like, you want this is what you aspire for your daughter to be. And then, I don't know.
And then again, like RJ said, it's art, it's entertainment. Do you know how much crap is on TV that is classified under art and entertainment that, should not be viewed by different people, especially children? Listen, when it comes to hip hop, there's so much hip hop that's bullshit, but there are great artists out there. You just have to look for it. You have to look for it and bring that into your home and stop just being subjected to everything that's being fed to you. And you know what I'm saying? Focus all that attention to shit that really needs it. Let them women do their thing. They making their bread, you don't agree with it, don't listen to it. Yeah. There's something out there for everybody.
It's really that simple. And they act like
it is.
It's not a big of a deal.
You said something amazing, Jen. Like you have the opportunity, as parents, you have the opportunity to say what's cool. If you introduce, that's the reason why I like the Temptations and all the old music that I like, is because that's what was being played in my house. Don't be mad at your children because you're playing Cardi B and they like, can we just a little bit? Guys.
And it's music, like when you think in terms of a parent, and let me know if this is true, Jen, but I even just know from me growing up watching my mom, and even now dealing with my nephew, it's not even just the music, it's the conversations you're having. It's literally everything. So you can't come and be cursing somebody out on the phone and say this, that, and the third, but you mad at your children for listening to Cardi B. Does that work? How does that work? I don't get it. Because they literally soak up everything. So we can't even, that's the music. Nah, that might be you.
Listen, my first introduction to a hypocrite was my mom. So I learned that early on. And it's definitely the conversations that you have with your children. They can see whatever, but if they have that foundation, that makes the world of difference. So if you just leave them in there to be with Cardi B and things up, well, what do you expect to happen? You have to teach them. You have to show them. Yeah, show it to them. Let them know what it is. You cannot blind them from what's going on in the world, but you also teach them what's right, what's wrong, what they should be doing, how they should conduct themselves. You know what I'm saying? Still, don't teach them to hate them. Like I said, they're doing their thing, but you don't have to entertain that. There's so much great art out there that you can express and show and introduce to your children. That, oh my God, art is amazing. And that's why, when people are having this argument, because it does do things to their children. Art, I wouldn't be here. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for music. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, I had certain music, destruction and stuff like that, and substance that I was able to go to. Yeah, there was the ratchetness that was going on too. It was fun and popping, but I knew what was real, what wasn't, and what I wanted to idolize myself in the time. You know what I'm saying? So you have that choice. Don't just sit there and criticize them, waste your energy on that. Let them do what they gotta do. You don't have to entertain it. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to allow your kids to listen to it. It's a choice.
Did y'all see? I love Black Twitter. Did y'all see what somebody was saying? Like, it was a guy, he must have tweeted at them like, Cardi, you're very disrespectful, da da da. You use the term bottom feeder regarding to men eating the butt, and I feel like that's shaming us. But he was like, you're shaming guys who eat ass, derogatory language. And Cardi wrote back, she was like, I apologize on behalf of all of the ass eating community. Like, love it. Love it.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this is fun. This is art. This is entertainment. Like let's stop taking it so like we gotta like we cannot censor the art. Like the comedians and like art, like we can't like that's the last thing that is telling the truth because we sure can't go to our government to hear the truth. We can't go to the media, like actual media sources, because they're giving us false information.
Not the mainstream. Not the mainstream.
So the only real way that we get information is from each other, kind of like Twitters and like our lives, because you can't, and even get on there, you can't trust the media.
Yeah.
I don't even know what point I was trying to make, but this shit is. We go.
I mean, it's crazy, and I think one of the other reasons that it's like caused such a rage, or even just this time in general, is because of the internet. Because like Courtney, what you were saying, like those songs that we were singing when we were kids, they weren't wholesome either. Now, you know what I mean? So, but the internet wasn't a thing, so you wouldn't know unless you were around.
Yeah.
And especially now, listening to those lyrics as a grown person, I'm like, why was I singing this?
I just feel like people don't have nothing to do right now.
Yeah.
So this gives them something to talk about. Like I feel like if everything was kind of up and running again and this song came out, like things like regular before COVID, this would have been a banger. No one would have ever said, oh, like this is not, a role model should be doing, like at all. People would have been bumping to it. Girls would have been laid up on the floor twerking, wilding out, having a good time in front of their children, like we've seen in other videos. But now that there's nothing to do, there needs to be a conversation. Like, and I'm just like, for what? I don't understand. If you've never experienced what WAP was, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna tell you. But there's nothing wrong with WAP. I as a 32-year-old man, I would never complain about WAP a day in my life. WAP is the thing that satisfies the soul. So
it wakes you up in the morning, right?
It wakes you up. It makes you go to sleep. It does a lot of different functions,
It's the reason why 90% of males are not bums, because we will be happy with 2 outfits.
But yeah. So like,
do you think there's gonna be a remix?
Huh?
You think it's gonna be like a remix, like with guys? You remember?
I don't know. I mean, it could be. I wish they would have had. I mean, the video was lit, especially at the end when Normani. Oh man, Normani came out and was like busting it. And I was just like, y'all worried about the wrong things. Look at Normani in that room busting it. Like it ended with her. Like they were complaining about Kylie Jenner being in the video, but the video ended with her. Like my memory wasn't even Kylie. It was how Normani bust that split and was twerking after she bust the split. I was just like, who made her? Because it was just amazing,
I think I need to watch that video again. I don't recall.
Yeah, so like the girl who had I'm not sure how far you got in the video, but the girl who had the black and white checkered outfit on was Normani. And she was giving it up crazy in that video. But that's because that's who she is. She's fucking lit. But yeah, watch it. Ladies, if you haven't watched it, you're welcome.
Are you don't care to watch it, Jen, or you don't really like that type of music? Right?
I mean, it's fine. It serves its purpose for when it needs to serve its purpose. You know me. I like shit I can get into. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Jen, when is the purpose for that?
If I'm in the right spot, if I'm in the club, but if I'm really trying to engage and get my own substance, that's not really what I go towards. But if it's on, it's bumping, somebody else playing it, okay. But yeah.
Not in your place.
Yeah, I'll definitely check the video out. I just be on my shit, so I don't be really watching other stuff like that too much. But yeah, I'll check it out.
Jazz, what about you?
And I'll watch it for like the purpose of education.
You watch it for educational purposes?
I watch it for the purpose of education. Like Jim says, it has a context.
Wait.
Yeah, also education, but I love videos, so I'll definitely watch it, study it, and all that stuff.
Heard. She said for the purpose of education. Heard. I'm gonna write that
So
down.
wait, you trying to learn how to twerk?
I love it.
You trying to learn how to twerk, Jeff?
So I didn't say it. I said for the
Let me write this down because I like things like this. I'm gonna use that. Hold on.
You really writing it down?
I'm writing this down so that when somebody asks me the purpose of education.
Everything is
What was
always
the
the purpose of education.
Yo.
Education was the reason.
Educational purposes. All right. What's up next, Jess?
Absolutely education. Oh man. So this is something that interested me. So Robert F. Smith, he's like the black billionaire that paid off all the student loans for a Morehouse College a couple of years ago, all those young men. He did an interview with Reuters and he said like basically all of the major corporations in the US should issue reparations to black people because they're the reason why we're in the position that we're in. And so they need to take responsibility for their part in the systemic racism and offer reparations. He didn't give like a dollar amount, but just that thought, I'm like, do you think now it's too late? I mean,
What you mean?
for reparations, would you think
how is it too late? I think we should hold our vote from Biden and them. Be like, yo, if y'all want our vote, this is what we need. We need reparations. We need XYZ. We need police reform. We need some defunding. We need some laws change. This is the package. Like, we got to stop asking for shit. Like, bro, this is what we want. If you don't got it, we fucking with Trump. Trump send another. We fucking with them unless you send us another stimulus pack or something. I don't know. I don't really want shit from Trump.
My thing is this. What would reparations for us look like right now?
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Free education, free counseling, free land, and money. All those major corporations should give out monthly reparations, monthly stipends that go into our communities, into municipalities, and the people of that municipality decide what they do. The only hard thing that I haven't really figured out yet is how do we determine black, and if people are supposed to get it, because there was a big issue with the $5 Indian back in the day where people was just claiming, just to get the benefits type shit. So I don't know how that would work. But yeah, we definitely need we need education taken care of. That should not be a problem at all. Like free college, all our student debt, all get that shit out of here. Corporations like Jack Daniels, all the corporations like JP Morgan, all them people, they need to come out of pocket. We need to run down on, what we really could do, and we could probably get all our money from reparations with this. If they tighten the hole that loophole where people are allowed, the billionaires and millionaires are allowed to put their money into offshore accounts to save all that money on taxes, millions of dollars on taxes. So can definitely be done.
What about you, Jen?
Education, that sounds pretty good. And like you said, just like some kind of monthly, payment and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if they really, especially if they put a monetary value to reparations, I feel like they wouldn't have anything left. Like they literally owe us
everything.
Like they literally owe us everything. I wouldn't even want to do the math, but I feel like
that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what I was like. In reality, like they owe us everything. No matter what you say, everything they owe us. And you know what I mean? Like, and like you can't like.
Us and Native Americans too, and by the time you do right by Black people and Native Americans, yeah, like
you're gonna be wiped out, right? You're gonna be wiped completely out. Everything is gonna be gone. You know what I mean? So are they really ready to even have this conversation? Because you can't handle it. You can't handle it because nothing you give us is ever going to be enough because we want it all.
Well, this is the thing. that whole thing, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Now they have the opportunity to put that to use. You can show us what you would have done.
And that's the point that Robert Smith. That's the point that Robert Smith was making initially. He's just like, now, because it's trendy. Everybody wants to support like Black people in the movement and things like that. So why don't the corporations put their money where their mouth is, essentially? Like, this is their opportunity to do that, instead of just saying, oh, we support XYZ and not doing anything about it. Just basically saying it for show.
Yeah. And that goes for every corporation. Every corporation, because most of them are coming out with letters and saying and stating these things, but then behind closed doors, they're not doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck about a Black life. That same person you claim you care about, you don't, please. That person's gonna be sick and dying, and you're telling them they still gotta come into work. That, please, you don't really care. So
that's a big fact right there, buddy.
Like,
all the frontline workers, they talk about Black Lives Matter, but you're not increasing their pay. You're not making sure that they have proper, where they don't have to take public, like something. You can do something to help out this situation. But to have people putting their lives on the line for minimum wage is disrespect. That shows that you don't have value for our life. You have more value for your business than these lives.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, even Afion Crockett was saying yesterday, somebody he was on live with, they work at like a government office somewhere. I forgot the state he lives in. And in their government office, they're told if they get coronavirus, they can only take off 2 days. And then they gotta report back to work. They're not, none of them can wear masks. They all gotta come to work as regular. And if you walk into the building with the mask, they're going to escort you out.
Then I might as well stay home, because there's no way. There is.
They really trying to.
That is crazy.
It's insane. And
that
even
doesn't even make sense.
So wait, you're gonna get in trouble for going outside without a mask or going to work with a mask. So like in that second, you gotta be like quick and like take it off
before you enter. That's what the guy was saying in the live. He said before you enter the building, the mask has to come off. And I'm just like, wait, what? And if you get sick, you catch coronavirus, whatever, you catch COVID, you don't even get the opportunity to get rid of that. You're just gonna have to come back to work, because unfortunately your job is on the line. You know what I'm saying?
He must live in Florida, because that sounds like some Florida stuff.
That sounds like some Florida shit.
That's why, like, today we were talking about like declarations, and one of the declarations that I made to myself was that this is the last year I'm working for somebody else. Period. Okay. Period. This is the last year that I will work for anybody else, because it's insane what these corporations.
I'm only doing partnerships.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because this shit it's insane how they treat people.
That's crazy. Yeah, they must live in Florida. They have to. Because that's the only place I can think of. That's the only place I can think of that would say something that crazy and try to enforce it. Like, that's
double down on it. Like, nah, I said it.
Because that's like, that don't even make sense.
Oh man, shit is getting crazy. You heard that they're trying to, once they come out with this, that the vaccines might be mandatory?
My friend just sent me this thing just now.
Saying that too?
He just sent it to me in my inbox about that.
Yeah, that shit is
literally just now.
Wow.
That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. By 2022, it could be mandatory. How? That's crazy.
You can't really tell. Like, listen, what you gonna do? Drag me to the hospital? Like,
nah, it's like you gotta. They saying that you have to have a card, like identification. So where it's gonna be on some shit where you get stopped by the cops or questioned by any business owner. Like, do you have your immunization card?
Mm-hmm. So like how they did with like polio and all of that. Like, you had to have the vaccines.
I don't know. That's what they.
That's like the shot that we get when we were young, right?
Yeah.
But for everything, though, for restaurants, for businesses to go to work, like, it's gonna be for everything. Like, you can't That's what they're saying is going to be mandatory. So it's like, I think that you don't have to have it, but like you can't do anything. You can't shop in stores. You can't.
That's crazy.
Thank God for Instacart. Thank
I
God
was about to say, I guess I'm not going nowhere ever again because
thank God for online shopping.
I'll just be in the house.
But this is what I'm saying. Why do we have to accept their fucking rule? Like, we are the people. We make the rules. Why are we allowing them to dictate what the fuck we like? No, that's not what we do. Like, they're like, we're implementing this vaccine. And
But this is what we talked about
we're not.
earlier in going back and like making our voices heard and voting. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just a presidential election that we talk about. We talk about Congress, voting people in the Congress, your local elections. You gotta vote because we still got these old ass people in office trying to make these same rules over and over and over again. And then we're all like, well, why does this keep happening? Because no one's willing to make that change. And you know what? Let's get these old ass crunch balls out of there and get these new people inside, you know?
I don't know. I forget where it was, but in other countries they are. I forget where it's at. Actually, they're actually calling for it in Lebanon now to kill and hang their politicians because they feel like, well, few of them at least, the people that was responsible for that explosion. Yeah, they coming for the government. They calling it like that they were being what's that word? Delinquent or not delinquent? They just weren't doing their due diligence to make sure that it was safe, and they knew that it was potentially hazardous. And they're like, "Fuck that! Like, we want y'all heads," type shit. And that's the type of time that, like, can we start putting a fair God into these politicians? Why the fuck they think they could get away with the shit that they be getting away with? Like,
because they usually do.
Yeah, but I feel like we need to start being on that type of time where we need to pull up to their crib, like what they did in Kentucky for Breonna Taylor, and how they went and sat on the crib. Like, we should be on that type of time. And you know, if we're doing that where we're just sitting on the lawn peacefully for this month, we shouldn't be doing that next month. Next month it should be eggs at your door, dog shit on your doorstep. Like, this shit is gonna change, and everybody's always talking about
eggs and dog shit.
Yeah,
that's fucking lit.
Yeah, vandalize. And then if y'all still not on the, like, y'all still don't get the picture and get the message, then we're gonna amp it up the month after that. All this, everybody keep talking about it takes time for change. No, it don't. If you're asking for change, yeah, it'll take time. If you demanding that shit, it will happen like that.
It's just also too like consistency. You know, a lot of people are just like they live in that moment, and then once that moment is gone, it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like all this is dying down. You know, all this fire and everything that we had is dying down. I don't know if people forgot, but less than a month ago, 3 people were hung. Like, so I don't know why we feeling. I mean, the Black Lives Matter thing that I did, it was more for just like a quick glance, like something that to get that battery in your back and keep you going, and knowing that people are doing. It's not. It's minuscule. It's just a subtle thing for us. It's not actual change.
Right. I agree.
It's just something for us to keep us going. When I see that, it's a reminder. And then for the people that are new to the fight, you know, where it does mean something for them to see something so big and, you know, blatant taking up room, that does mean something for them. But on the inside, I mean, we know that it's just optics for them. And then the same thing with Kamala Harris. Like, it does mean something that a Black woman has the power to be vice president. We can't undermine that and what that means, but that is just optics, because it really doesn't make a difference if she's gonna go in there with the same agenda of all the previous people and all the people that wanted to hold us back and just doing it for the wrong reasons and not to actually help and better the people's, you know, livelihood, Americans' livelihood.
I agree. I agree. Which then it's a great segue, RJ, for you to talk about the Rage Against the Machine. This is perfect.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that. So
I'm getting pretty good at these plugins.
For those of you who are can't help it. For those of you who are watching, my God, RJ has been doing this. Oh my God, he's been working. If you want to talk a little bit about this event coming up at the end of the month.
Yes. I'm very excited for this. It's we're doing this Rage Against the Machine rally. Has an acronym of Rage ATM, which is also known for like at the moment. So it's pretty much a rally where we are allowed to come out and be angry. We can march. We can get our frustrations out. It's going to be a water fight to help get that anger, those frustrations out. There's going to be a Trump target where you throw water balloons and all that. We got water guns. We also have a punching bag, a light punching bag. Don't sue us if you break. Well, you can't. It's an air punching bag. So you get punch on that. We're going to have vendors out there. It's going to be also a networking event. This is another form of protest. Is us Black people being together, being happy, and spending money with each other, practicing synergy and keeping the money in our communities, and Black business owners that value us and see the value in us and are not just like, because in my community, there's a lot of businesses that are not Black owned and they just take the customer service, all of that. It's no good, but I'm getting sidetracked. Back to the rally. You have the anger portion of it. And then you also have the expression part where we're going to have open mics where people can perform poetry, spoken word, music, play instruments, whatever, whether it be, angry, rebel, revolutionary music, or you want to get on some sentimental shit and speak about like what's going on inside your mind. This is also a rally where you're not told what we're coming out here for. You decide, what you're mad about, what you're angry about, like, and there's so many different things. Like some people are heavy on the protect Black women. Some people are heavy on the protect trans life. Some people are heavy on the LGBT. People are heavy on the defund the police. There's different things like the women being killed and abducted and sex trafficking and all this. All of this affects me. All of this shit I have a problem with, and all of this shit has me highly upset. And up until doing the Black Lives Matter thing, like I didn't really have an outlet. And through the course of doing the Black Lives Matter mural, I wanted something like that, but I also where people could put their energy into. But I also wanted to up it up a notch, where it did mean something, and it's not for the optics, it's for us. So the vendors that will be there, of course, we're gonna have food. But there's also going to be massage therapists, counselor therapists, and training, just giving tips, ideas, exercises that we can do. Also, health trainers. There's going to be a lot of stuff out there, man. Y'all gotta pull up. I'm going to have those flyers ready for y'all. Am I missing anything, Josh? 1, 2, 3. What was the other portion of vendors? Oh, the play. Why you let me forget that, Jen? We also have a play too. Yeah, it's gonna be jam-packed. I'm excited to get all this out, man. It's been too long, and we're gonna keep it safe. We know, the pandemic didn't go away according to them. I'm still skeptical, but I respect people's choices to be safe, remain safe. So we will have PPE or whatever that is, mask, gloves. We're gonna be saging the area, keeping it clean, keeping the vibes good. Sanitizer, keeping the space. It's gonna be in Queens in a park. I will share the location probably like a day or two before. We don't want, the wrong crowd over there. But it's definitely gonna be a good time. I need y'all to pull up and support. Man. I would greatly appreciate it.
Oh my God. hearing your passion about it has gave me goosebumps, man. It's fucking insane. So guys, if you're watching, pull up. You know what I mean? Like he was saying, a lot of you are angry about separate causes, and no one's telling you what the cause is. You get to choose what you want to come in and you know and release. You know, this is not so much form of coming in and just matching anger. It's a form of release. So you get the opportunity to express yourself how you want to express yourself without being judged, without being told that this is not the right time for that. You know what I mean? And I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm excited too.
I'm
Everybody
excited.
that thinks Courtney should host, put an emoji.
No. I can't.
I just loved how you summed it up. Like we got that 1-2 punch. I'm just saying.
Like you guys know, if I could, I would, but my body is just. Yeah.
Nah, you need a rest.
I've been
doing too much already.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot, and we're not even done. So we're working. We're all working. We're all doing our part in this, and everything that we kind of prayed for has come to fruition. And for those of you who've been tuning in and watching and supporting, we just love y'all because everything that we've been praying for and asking for is starting to show itself and manifest itself, and that's all the hard work that we put in every single day. Like, it started with us. I want to be really honest and clear, y'all. It started with us. You know what I mean? Us four right here. And we've been here the whole time and this whole ride. And it's not been easy. It's not been easy by a long shot, but we're here. We're still here. And I'm just excited. Like, oh my God. Like, and just hearing you speak about it, it was, man, if I was a punk, I would have cried because I was getting ready. I felt
You felt that.
If I host it, I'm definitely gonna cry, bro. I'm definitely gonna cry. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be crying at the mad part. I'm gonna be crying at the sad part. I'm gonna be crying when I thank people for coming out. I'm gonna be crying, bro.
No.
Like this shit is so embedded in me, bro.
Jasmine made a first of all, shout out to Jasmine, who's been this summer has been insane. And I think we spoke about this earlier. I had this conversation with Yolanda yesterday after the live, and we all planned for season 3 of this network, and it didn't happen. Yeah. And I think in this is where we found a rebirth and recreation of what the passion behind Courtney's Corner was. You know what I mean? And just really kind of putting our our faith in action and just allowing people in, you know. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for all the different aspects of everything, you know. Man. And one thing I love about RJ is the leadership behind this has been amazing. Like I've sat back purposely because I'm just like, you got this, bro. You don't need me to tell you to do anything because you know what you got to do. Like, I'm in awe. Like, I'm in awe, bro. Like, you have no, and I'm
appreciative.
I rave about you because I'm just like, yo, you got this, my man. Like,
don't say that. No, I need everybody to be against me a little bit.
No,
so I have like a chip.
No,
I need a little chip on my shoulder.
Nah,
you gotta be like, yo, you can't do it like me.
Nah. I would never.
Nah, I don't.
Because the thing about you, RJ, is once you make up your mind to do something, it's done.
Yeah.
And I think, and obviously, you would have preferred maybe the reassurance from Courtney or the validation or whatever, but you made up your mind to do it.
Yeah.
Period.
Like, remember last week? Last week he was like, y'all can come out or not. It's happening. I was like, check.
Oh, yeah.
Check.
Bro, I started buying this shit. Y'all wanna? I'm about to bring out this shit, y'all. I'll give y'all a little sample. Let y'all see what I'm dealing with.
He brought so much stuff already.
Hold on, let me see.
This.
Are those water guns?
There'll be a water fight out here. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yo.
No way.
This was so good. Oh man.
Oh man.
Yo, remember back in the day they had the ones with the two
The
the
two
tub
in the back,
thing
yeah.
that you would carry.
I had that. And it
You
was
got-
so funny.
We had that growing up, yo.
No.
We gonna get active out there. We gonna get active.
Jeez.
The fast reloads, man. It's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be amazing time. Like, oh, let me show you the other one.
Yeah, even just to get out the house, like get some fresh air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing, especially if the weather's nice.
Get these, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big ass kid. All
What's
different
What is
types
it?
of
Wait, what is that?
Is the Ninja Turtles the backpack squirter? Yeah.
Jesus.
And you know me, you know I gotta come up with like extra games, like and rules, like this come meet in the center, and I just got a crazy ass imagination. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna eat
Yes.
well. Oh, my grandmother's making her famous red velvet and carrot cake. Like she's going like you know, I had to do a lot of baking for that. Like it's hot as hell. You think I'm gonna be baking cakes? So I might have to add another $1 to that price or something.
Oh my God.
Good.
Well, we are excited. We can't wait. I mean, those of you who are watching right now, just tune in. The flyers, I guess more flyers will be coming out with more information, so you guys can join in. Mark your calendars. It's August 30th. Don't have nothing to do that day. I'll tell you that right now. Don't have nothing to do that day because he's going to be.
Nothing anyway. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing anything. I mean, go to church early, and then just
Now
come on.
that is church. For that Sunday, this
Somewhere
is
that-
church. We coming out here, we're gathering in the name of peace, love, and the holy, you know, center of us, whether you call it God, Allah, or whatever. We out there together in the name of God's spirituality and one of our people, the humans. You know, that was like the little code, but you know what I mean. Humanes.
Heard you. Do we have anything else, Jazzy?
Topic wise, I don't think so. That was it now 45.
Heard.
You can plug the rest of the shows this week.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. This man is working. Wait, can you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a request after this too. After you plug, I mean, you could do it. Flex Horse too. You say you dropped
man.
19. You dropped 19 on them, good.
So today was day 30 of the workout. For those of you who've been following, I've been really transparent and keeping you guys all involved. I didn't want to do like a before and after thing just yet, but I did drop 19 pounds. So you know, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I've been working my ass off every day, like even when I don't want to. Let me tell you something. I think I told this to y'all last week. I threw all the sweets, all the shit out my house, and I almost cried. Like it was the hardest thing to ever have to do. But you know what I mean? When you wanna live, you know, you gotta make sacrifices. And I mean, that was something that I realized that, you know, I need to do myself. I can't lead a team of people or do anything if I'm not at my best. You know, so which brings me to one-on-one with Courtney Starks. It started out with some plain old thing that I wanted to do because I was upset and in my bag about not being able to do season 3, but it's actually been a blessing in disguise. We have had on so many people, and you know, one thing I said yesterday was the celebrities that I've interviewed do not validate what we do. They're just extra people who are coming onto the show.
Yeah.
Period. For those of you who've been DMing me and reaching out to me, the celebrities come because the hard work is already implemented. We're already planting the seed. We already laid the soil, and then all the hard work. All we're doing right now is reaping what we sowed. That's it. That's already it. So like Sherry Shepherd coming on. We had Darren D. Henson who played Lamb from Soul Food. We had Yolanda Ross yesterday who plays in The Shy. We got some more guests coming on. Jazz. We got a lot more guests for you coming up. Tomorrow we got Alexis Hollins who plays the Medea. And we have Coco Brown coming in as well. And and we got a couple of more before we end out the summer series. A lot of you have inboxed us for a fall series, but I'm going back to school because I need a break. But yeah, we working. That's all you got to know. We working.
Yeah, for rocking. And if y'all newly rocking with us, like since we've been doing the podcast with the quarantine, please do yourself a justice. Do yourself a good service. Go back and watch Courtney's Corner. Watch it, yo. It's so many gems.
Yes.
Episode. There's gems. There's a lot of mistakes too, and y'all can learn from that. Like
that's part of the growth, though. That's part of the growth.
Especially if you want to go back to season 1.
Yeah.
Go back to season 1. Watch every episode of season 1. We've had so many mistakes, but we've grown. Like there was a mistake with sound. We had mistakes where we were recording and the lights went out. I'm in the middle of recording. We've had to cut like at least 50 times. I think in one of the seasons we show you the bloopers and how many times they would go, and I wouldn't know the words and I would have to cut. It's been funny. It's been real fun. Even the talent. I want to say the talent grew from season 1 until now. Like I was watching parts of season 1 and the talent, and I was like, oh, we had a major upgrade in talent for season 2. Yeah. Major upgrade. But we appreciate everybody who's been a part, man. Yeah. Every single one of y'all who's been a part. And I told me and Jazz said last week, even those who left the team and did their own thing, and we love y'all too. We do. We love y'all. You know, so yeah.
I'm excited.
You know you've been working.
Who?
Jen.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say this because everything that you was just talking about, I've been changing my verbiage with this whole quarantine and everything like that. It has really been a blessing. You know, it's even though a lot of our pathways, what we thought we were going to be going down, kind of changed a bit. But if you really take the time to look at it, and if it's the perception that you choose to look at it as, it can be something that made a positive change in your life and has brought something even grander that you probably hadn't even thought about at the time. Yeah. And just also to go on with what you're saying about the growth and everything like that, people don't understand. And I think this is a great example. They go back and they look at everything. People don't get places just like that overnight, and no hard work or sacrifice comes from it. And this is a perfect example with just us as a team and everything that each individually, all of us have put into it over the years. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And people will jump on the bandwagon at the end result, and they don't want to give you the credit for what you've been through or what you put into it. And you have to do that. You have to go through that. You have to go through the disappointment. You have to go through the sacrifices, the losses, if you choose to look at it as a loss. But it's all a part of building that foundation that's going to keep the structure strong so that you can elevate and go where you need to go. So without those, whatever you want to look at them as, like that, to me, everything is education. So if it's all about learning and about and about growth and applying the things that you have acquired and learned through the years to just better yourself. So when you do that, like you said, you manifest these things into your life. So a lot of times people are like, how did this happen? Because you put in the work, you put in the sacrifice, and you waited and you were patient. And this is the end result of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, go back, look at the growth, you know what I'm saying? And we can sit here now and we can laugh at it, but at the time, you know, it was like,
you ready to fucking punch walls.
Yeah, you know.
Stress is an understatement. And if anybody was to able to ever go back and see what we did for the summit, like I don't know how I didn't turn the pot.
Summit was stressful.
Yo.
Summit was stressful in every sense of the word.
But we've progressed so much. You know what I mean? Like in everything that we do. And like RJ and I would RJ knows I would be like, fuck this shit. I'm done. Like, fuck it. Just fuck it. Like, I'm done because I'm old. Like, even with season 3, like I got so fed up. Like RJ was like, hey, it's okay, take a break, buddy. Take a break. I was so done. I was in a sunk. I was depressed. I was like, fuck this. It's not meant to be. You know what I mean? Like,
cause we had that conversation where it was like, damn, maybe we should stop. And then we're like, nah, we gotta keep going. We gotta. Every time we did that, niggas like, stay down.
Yeah. Nah, facts. Like people don't realize like and to be transparent, like if people see what we show them. You know what I mean? You see the glitz and the glamour behind social media. But let me tell you something, season 3 was not easy at all. We had a space, then that kind of flipped into something else. We went to another space, that flipped into something else. Then we went to our final space, and then Kobe was like, oh, so you thought that you were going to use this space? Come here real quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it was a challenge. But like Jen was saying, in this whole thing, me personally, I definitely have found my reasons why. You know, you gotta, like Ben was saying, like finding your why and knowing your passion and knowing why you do what you do will give you the that heart for it. You know what I'm saying? So even through the bad times, you can see the good out of it. You can see that the outcome being positive, even when you're like, nah, this shit ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about what we do. You know, even us individually, like what we do individually, how we come together, and we kind of make it work together. You know?
Yeah. For whatever reason, when we come together, it always works. Like that's like even if we don't know how, because sometimes that stuff comes out of thin air, and I'm like, I really don't know how this is about to work. Like I do not see it. Like there's been times where Courtney was like, all right, I don't see it, but I will follow you though. Like I don't see it, bro.
I don't see it happening like that.
We spoke about this. Me and Jazz spoke about this even when we first started One Woman Courtney Starks. For those of you who don't know, 101 was supposed to start last year.
Oh yeah.
Last year. And I was like, we're gonna do this,
sure.
we're gonna do that. And that shit was like bang, 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 bang. Now. So like, you know, and we come up with ideas and them shits just be flying out. Like they fly. They fly. And like and we all have that about us. So like we'll say, let's do this. And you just go on for what you do. Like it is what it is, you know?
But this
my shit be flying. I'll be like, yeah, let's build a balloon. Like let's build something. Like it's not gonna happen. Like I was telling Jazz, I wilded out. Like I was literally gonna do a show from the hospital. I was bugged the fuck out. Like and no one was saying to me, Courtney, you wilding right now. Like everybody's still encouraging my stupidity.
We got cursed out. You're not gonna do and tell me what to do with my motherfucking life. You know how much work I put into it.
No, but this is the part though, because all right, so we have 2 more weeks of the series left, right? So Courtney was like, okay, we got like 3 shows, 2 more weeks, we got like 3 shows, we done. I said, you're gonna pack like 10 shows in those 2 weeks, like you're gonna get more shows. He's like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. He texted me yesterday, so we got 2 more shows. And I'm just like, really? Really? I looked at the message like,
Yeah,
of course. Because yeah. Oh man.
Especially when you know that things are good, like Jen was saying, when people start trying to jump on now that they see the results of the fruits of our labor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the guests who I have on the show now are people who reached out to me. Like, hey, I see what you guys are doing. Like the guest that I showed you yesterday. I don't want to see her name because I don't know if she's watching or not. But she reached out to me. I don't know you, miss. So now I gotta act like I do because You know, I gotta get to know you. I gotta get to know you to have this conversation. But that's what you do, you know.
Uncensored.
That is what it is.
Is, I mean, it's, but I think going back to what Jim was saying, I think this time has forced us to almost like either discover or rediscover things we didn't necessarily know were in us already.
Facts.
And that's just the interesting thing that I'm finding, because listen, the production level this summer has been I was like, okay, this is what we on? Okay,
Yo,
all right.
like up here, like facts.
And it's funny.
Insane.
It's funny because if you look around, you can really see the people who are like not playing, because this is the time everybody's kind of like chilling and everything. But if you pay attention and look close, there's people busting their ass right now. And by the time and it's not like it should be the standard, like everybody, because we've seen how crazy this year has been. Take all the time that you need for yourself, but there's some people that are doing both.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think everybody kind of need, and I know it's sad, and I always preface it with that, but some people needed that break to be rebirthed. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like 2019 wasn't easy either. It wasn't an easy year. And then we went into 2020 like, oh, yeah, 2020 gonna be better. And 2020 was like, oh, or nah. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like, okay, we needed to get out of 2019. We got into 2020 with this mindset, like, okay, we're gonna do this shit fresh. And it was like, can we go back to 2019? Maybe we forgot something. I think I left my bag back there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it felt. But I think it also challenged us to deal with ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, look at your own shit, look at yourself and see what's in you that you have, and utilize it. Utilize those gifts and those talents, because all you have right now is you. You don't have the fancy lights, you don't have the glamour, the glitz, and all of that you would normally have. Now you have to deal with your shit. Take those masks off and deal with your real shit. And what are you willing to give to the world? What are you willing to pour into, you know what I'm saying, into yourself? So
and a lot of people, a lot of people weren't doing that. With all the distractions, you can get caught up in just being busy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just being busy for the sake of being busy. Like, you got a job, you got a family, you got this, and this. And, you don't slow down long enough to deal with the things that are actually going on. You know what I mean? So it's been, it's definitely been something.
But we are, yo, I gotta say, I love y'all, yo, for real. Like, not to get all gushy and stuff, but
you're so lucky, man.
Yo, I love y'all to death. I know we've been busy, we've been working, but I look forward to these Thursdays because at least we have this time together. You know what I mean? Even in the midst of our busyness, and we've been busy, and I think August has been our busiest month all summer. August has been it for us. So it's only up from here. Continue following all of Courtney's Corner stuff, everything that we have going on individually, as a collective. Because we're just bosses. That's what we do. We're a team of bosses. It's kind of making shit work. And so that's it for tonight.
For now, you're like, I can't wait to.
That's it for now. We love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. I know this is different. We'll try to get Facebook back for those of you who are like, what are y'all doing? But we had to make it work somehow. So y'all have a good night. We love y'all.
Hey.